G'day and welcome to the show. Salt Covers here. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We finally had a winning day. We needed it, and you know what? We could have done so much better as well. Just so much better. Bloody OKC, man. That was just the biggest no-brainer OKC spot, and it was looking so good the entire game, and then Denver in the last 8 minutes just make a run, pull off the upset win. I feel a little bit better that Denver just went and won the game rather than OKC win by 6 or 7 or something. So, look, we'll take the winning day. We start off the show on a little bit of a down note, but one thing we did do was we cashed the middle, or we cashed a middle. We cashed a middle on Knicks and Boston over 212.5, and then the under 217.5. That game goes to overtime, and we cashed 2 units up, 5 units down. Love to see that. And I see that game go to overtime at 100 all. And I'm like, man, that under was such a good read. And now it's gonna go over. Overtime, you generally see around 20 points in an overtime. So the fact that they just didn't score for the last minute of overtime, love to see that. That's why we play these middles. We try to minimize some of the risk on that first bet, but also open up that middle. Nothing better than cashing that. We tried another middle with the Nuggets and Thunder, and we were wrong on that. That game goes way over. They played at a 105 pace. That's 5% above league average, and that's around 10% above what the pace has been in these playoffs. So, looking at game 2, we're gonna have to make some adjustments. Looking at Denver and OKC, their totals. So, this episode, we're covering all 4 game 4s. I've got bets on every single side. We've got bets on all 4 games. We've got a side in every single game. I'm looking towards some totals as well, looking to add to the portfolio for this game 2s. Make sure you go follow me on Twitter at SaltCovers. All 4 of my bets are ahead of the market right now. That's all you can ask for. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hopefully we can start a little bit of a run. It's been a bad May so far, but a good day yesterday. So first we have the Pacers and Cavs. And before I get into these games, we have a really nice system or trend, whatever you want to call it. So we have three of these game 2s. And sorry, Golden State, Minnesota, it's game 1. It's not a game 2. But, so, in the 3 game 2s, each of the game 2s, the home favorite lost outright. We saw the Pacers beat the Cavs. We saw the Nuggets beat the Warriors. We saw the Knicks beat the Celtics. So, in that game 2, where it's a desperation spot for that higher seed, 70 game sample here. The higher seed, that is the home favorite again. So in this situation, the Cavs, they beat the spread 58% of the time. 58% of the time, the higher seed wins and covers. In this situation, the under also hits at 55% against closing lines where the markets are probably going to move towards the favorite, probably going to move towards the under. So, but in this game, I'm going against that trend. I'm holding a Pacers plus 10 for 3 units. Now, this market opened at 10, got as high as 10.5, maybe 11. Then we get a wave of injury news for the Cavs. Darius Garland is still questionable. Now Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter are questionable. So that's some big injury news for the Cavs. Now, do I like going against this trend? Absolutely not, but I just think 10 points is too high, too many points for this Pacers team. Like, you know, obviously you've got your top three in the league right now, Boston, Cleveland, OKC. The Pacers, it's either the Pacers or Minnesota. They're the fourth best team left in the playoffs. It's either the Pacers or Minnesota, and you could very well argue the Pacers. Like, I think this is going to be a long series. I've got this at Cavs minus 8.5, so I've got no choice but just to back the Pacers. I was mad at myself for not betting the Pacers in game one. I wanted to, but I wanted to see any sort of sharp action towards the Pacers, and there just wasn't much there. It was mostly a Cavs market, so I stayed off it, and Pacers end up winning outright. So we're going on the Pacers this game, and like they don't have to win this game. They do not have to win this game. They just need to keep it close. And with the Cavs injury risk, 10 is a great number. Now a consensus 9. Are there some 9.5s in the market? Let me take a quick look. We are experiencing some minor technical difficulties today, just FYI. Going to be a bit slower getting things around, so there are no 9.5, or there is one 9.5 available at BetMGM minus 115. That's not a bad number. Like, I'd love this play if Evan Mobley gets ruled out. I don't really care for Hunter or Garland if they play or not. Garland, he's missed a lot of time. He's going to mess up the Cavs' rotation a little bit. They've got a really solid replacement option in Jerome anyways, so I don't think he's going to move this number that much. We saw him, he didn't really move the number much in game one, so we like the Pacers here, plus 10. Plus 9 is fine as well. I look for the Pacers to keep this close. I'd say the Cavs probably win this game, but it's going to be close. Now, looking at the total, opened at 229.5. It is still there at 229.5. I think there are some 230s starting to emerge as well. So, no, in terms of the recreational books, it's all 229.5. I think there is a 230 and yeah, there's a 230.5 at Bookmaker, but besides that, it's all 229. This is a spot where I want to look to play the under, but I want that market information first. We saw the Pacers, they just shot abnormally from three. I reckon they made like close to 23 pointers at over 40%, maybe 45%. So look for the Pacers offensively to dip back a little bit, but I still think they're going to keep this game close and cover this number. So nothing from me on the total. Let's get into the next game, which is the Golden State Warriors, Minnesota Timberwolves. We saw this spread open at -5, maybe even 4.5. I know there were some 4.5s available as well. So this is going to be a play very similar to OKC yesterday, where you've just got a very rested team. You've got a team that is so rested. Let me just pull up the numbers right now. Give me one moment.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, we are back. Now, so in this situation, Minnesota, they've had 6 days of rest. In this situation, Golden State, they have 1 day of rest. They are playing a game one. In this situation, the rested team is 21-8 against the spread. They were 21-7 until the Nuggets covered yesterday, but we're going right back to the well on that. I do not care. I do not care that the Nuggets won. I'm not going to let that shake me. So, me personally, I'm holding a Wolves -5.5. Now we see it at 7. Yeah, we see it at 7. It was getting to 7.5. Now came back to 7. I think this is where it settles. I still like it even at 7. Like, this is just a schedule loss for the Warriors. We've seen this Warriors team like accept schedule losses as well. Like, we saw them in game We saw them in Game 5 against Houston just accept the schedule loss. They did not care to win that game. They were happy losing it, and I would not be surprised to see them do the exact same thing here. You can pick up a Wolves -6.5 at Bet Rivers. That is the best available number. Also at Bet MGM as well. So in terms of current numbers, Wolves -6.5 is the strongest bet for today. I like that better than Pacers +9. Mainly because the Cavs Pacers market was a bit of an early Cavs market before the injury news. So in terms of today's games, Minnesota -6.5, the best available bet. Let's get into the following games. No, not Pacers and Cavs. We have Knicks Celtics. So we see Knicks coming off a win, shock the world and beat Boston. Now we see this game opened around 9.5. Now up to 10. I'm holding a Boston -9.5. Got that down for got that down for 4 units actually. And I didn't say I got Pacers +10 for 3 units and Wolves -5.5 for 3 units. So again, going back to the trend, like I said, home favorite loses game 1. They are home favorite again. They cover the spread at 58%. So I don't care that my numbers say Celtics -6.5. I do not care. Give me Boston -9.5. I still think there are some 9.5s available. If not, just take a 10. This is going to be a Boston blowout. I expect this line to get out to 10.5, 11. And in fact, look at that. It is now at 10.5. Isn't that crazy? I just said it would get to 10.5, and there we go. It is at 10.5. Let's see if there are some 10s still available, but and like the reason this is 4 units, not 3 units, if you've been following along the show for, since we've been doing this in the regular season, if you have been following along, I love to back Boston after a loss. Boston 18-4 against the spread this season after a loss. There is still a -10 at FanDuel, still a -10 at Bet Rivers, so go snap those up. They will not last. They certainly will not be there when the game tips off. We see this total at 211, hasn't really moved. This is a spot where I would look to play the under, given that the under hits 55%, but just want to wait on that market information first. Boston after a loss, life, death, taxes. Boston after a loss, there's your 4th constant in lie. Last game, we have Denver OKC. Just like I said before, we're going back to the well on OKC, back to the well on these home favorites losing game 1. Home favorite loses game 1, they cover game 2 58% of the time. I will blindly bet that. And it's just like a Denver team, like they're certainly not on Golden State's level in terms of giving up a schedule loss, but I just like this Denver team, they're still a 7-man team, 6-man team, depending on if Peyton Watson can make a shot. MPJ's shoulder is too sore, maybe they're a 5-man team. Russell Westbrook had a great game 1. Can you count on him to do it again in game 2? I'm not banking on it. So my numbers got this at OKC -7.5. I do not care. Do not care. Look at the total. We got this projected at 234.5. Total opened at 230.5. It is now at 231. So a bit of overaction entering the market. Let me just pull up the current lines as well. Bear with me. We are having a few technical difficulties. Now we see it at 11.5. So holding an OKC -10.5. Love to see that. Got that down for 3 units. I'm not opposed to playing an over here, but like we saw these teams play at a 105 pace. League average is around 99. Playoff average is around 94. So we'll see on this total. I'll probably just stay away from this total, but Yeah, don't mind it over here. So let's have a look at our best bets for the following 2 days. Not here. Where is it? Right here. Let me just move this over a bit. Okay. Best bets game 2, even though it's OKC. It's not actually game 2 in Minnesota, Golden State. So best bets, Pacers +10. I'm going against the trend. I just think 10 points is too many points for the Pacers. Also holding Wolves -5.5. In terms of best available bets today, Wolves -6.5 is an absolute smacker. Go grab that right now. We are also holding 4 units down. Boston -4.5, -9.5. OKC -10.5. If you look at all 4 of those bets against current numbers right now, all 4 ahead of the market. They should be in yellow. You know, yellow is the color that I make these bets. And this should be 3 units, -110. I would love -103, but it is -110, so we'll fix that up. So, 4 bets, all ahead of the market. That's all you can ask for. Things haven't been good, but hopefully yesterday was the turn of better times ahead. Till next time, let's get the books salty.